So I hear you're a bit of a car guy, aren't you? Welcome back to Bottom Gear, mates. Well, bro, do you really drive a truck? I didn't know you were gay. And now that I've pissed off all of you who own trucks, let's talk about cars. How about you tell me what car you drive? Feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm interested to see what all of you drive. As for me, I drive a old Honda Accord, whose AC system doesn't even work. And oh boy, I am dying in this 105-degree heat. You know what? While I'm at it, if any of you smart car guys can let me know what's wrong with my car, I'd really appreciate it. My issue is that it only starts cooling when I accelerate. So if I sit idly, the car will not cool. And it's gonna be warm air. And it only goes to cool air when my foot's on the gas. So if any of y'all know what that might mean, feel free to let me know. But I love my car. I think I've had it for about 6-7 years now. I'd say the only bad thing was that I didn't really get that first car experience, because you always hear the stories of what it was like getting your first car and the experience of searching, looking around, and actually choosing your car. I did not get to do that. What happened to me was I got my license and I got a call while I was at school saying, "Hey, we got you a car. Come by and pick it up." I was just like, oh, okay. Which, I mean, I definitely wouldn't complain about that. Because, I mean, you know, that's such a first world problem to be like, fuck, I didn't get to choose my own car. Like, some people don't have cars at all. So I'm just thankful to have one. But still, it would have been fun to at least browse around and consider what options I have. But I know my dad was kind of upset because he told me that he was planning on buying me a Mustang because he said that was his first car, and he thought it would have been cool if I also had one as my first car. Though, I don't know if you can really find any used Mustangs for under 10K, because I think I got my Honda Accord for like 7K. But yeah, I am definitely starting to consider getting a new car. I mean, I don't really need to, nor do I really want to, but at the same time, even though it's a good car, it is getting on the older side, and I definitely would prefer something newer. My dream car has always been those Honda Cross Tours. I just think it looks kind of funny. How it's not really a hatchback, but it's also not really a sedan. It's like a weird hybrid. But those models stopped being made in 2015, I think. Which, that is a considerable upgrade. But I think I would definitely like to get something around 2020. You know what car actually impressed me? There's a auto show every year where I live. And I always like going with my dad and, you know, just checking out the cars and see, you know, what catches our eyes, what impresses us. I was really impressed with the new Hyundais and Kias. I'd honestly say maybe a bit more so the Kias. Because if we're being honest, like the past decade, I think Kia has been kind of seen as a joke. But now they're actually making some pretty cool stuff. And the same goes for Hyundai as well. And I think Hyundai might be like the best budget car right now. Is it the Elantras? I think you can get like a 2022, 2023 model for like 20K. And same for Kias, there's some cheap Kias too. But that brings up the question, why is it so cheap? Because car looks nice, you get good miles per gallon, the interior's nice, so that tells me it might not be made all that well. And reliability is a huge thing. So, another thing, if any of y'all know any info on Hyundais and Kias and their reliability, let me know in the comments. Because me personally, I would love to get like a 2023 Hyundai Elantra or something like that. But if it's not reliable, then it's not going to be a good purchase. And I'd hold off on that. I think that's probably why some people opt to buying some older cars that have a good track record already, rather than some of these newer models that are on the cheaper end. Also, if I sound different, that's because I'm recording this like 2 days after I initially started recording. I talked for like 8 minutes and then I had to leave. But since the last time I was recording, I did get some more information on my car's AC. So I found out that it's actually only blowing cold air on one side of the car. Only my passenger side is blowing cold air. So if I start up the car and turn on the AC, the passenger side AC vents will be cold. But my side, the driver's side, is not gonna cool. And it will only start cooling a bit once I start accelerating. And I did some Google searches, and I saw that it could be a couple of things, like a compressor issue. Maybe there's just not enough refrigerant in it. So I went to AutoZone, bought some refrigerant, and I used the gauge, hooked it up to my low pressure valve. Is that even the correct term of that part? And it said it was filled. So I have no idea what the issue is then. Maybe the compressor. I don't know. But that's that. We can talk about something a bit more exciting. Let's see, what's exciting? How about we talk about the crazy price increases for like all these cars recently? Like when I was a kid, I remember seeing a lot of cars for like, reasonable prices. Now we're seeing shit like Mustangs for 70,000, Lincolns for 100K. Like what the fuck is going on? Or even Lexus. Like come on, if we're being real, Lexus is just like a camouflage Toyota, but for $50,000 more. I don't know. Something about prices, they're just going up. And this isn't really an inflation thing, it's just like cars in general. They've always been going up, like steadily the past few years. Which that makes it even more shocking about some of those Hyundais and Kias that are pretty cheap. Like 25K and under for brand new 2023 models. I just want something like newer. Something that will have less issues than my car. But sadly, a lot of the cars that I'm looking at that pique my interest are way too much money for me. Also, I think a big part of growing up is realizing that you don't want a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and you would much rather have something like an Audi. Because, me as a kid, I was like, oh my god, Lamborghini, oh my god, Ferrari. But now it's like, it's too flashy, it's too impractical, sucks with gas, too expensive, of course. And it's just too many eyes on you. Like, I kind of want something more low-key. Which Audi is another brand that I was really impressed by. When I went to that car show, like, I didn't realize how nice Audis were inside. Some of those interiors are pretty peak. And you know what? What's up with all the Toyota Prius hate? Tell me. Sorry, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. No, but really, why does the Prius get made fun of? Like, doesn't that shit get like 55 miles a gallon? Like, dude, what the hell? That's a cheat code. I mean, I've debated buying a Prius solely for that. Is there by chance any Prius owners listening to this right now? God, I hope so. If there is, let me know how your Prius is, and if it's good or not. I mean, I know the miles is definitely like a big selling point for it, and everything else about the car very well could be bad, but I think that's probably the only Toyota I would buy. I'm not really a Toyota guy. You know what else I'm not a guy for? Trucks and SUVs. Honestly, I'm kind of like anti-truck, or just like anti-big vehicle altogether. And I'm not talking about like SUVs and stuff. I mean, there's purposes for those. I'm solely talking about just, oversized trucks, fucking Ford F-150s. Even just excessively big SUVs. Like, there's just no point for them. And there's a really good video on YouTube that kind of explains like how I feel about it all. I'll put it on screen so y'all can check that out. Yeah, the title is "These Stupid Trucks Are Literally Killing Us" by the channel Not Just Bikes. Now, the video isn't just about trucks. It's also just about, SUVs. But I was happy to see that there's other people out there who kind of feel the same way. And I'm definitely not going to explain it as well as he explains it in his video. So I would definitely recommend checking out that video. But just like, they're dangerous, they suck with gas. I mean, they're literally just more likely to cause accidents. And there's like no reason for them. Because everyone says the reason why they buy a truck is because, oh, I need the space. No, you don't, honey. There are so many better options than trucks if you're looking for space. Like the bed of a truck space is like it's really not that great. And if anything, it's just more of a hassle to deal with because it's so elevated off the ground. Everything you're trying to put back there, you've got to lift it up that height. So if you got something heavy, you need to lift that shit all the way up. It's just not practical. Now, I understand that there are people out there who have a genuine purpose for their big vehicles. Like if you have a big family, you have like 5 kids, and you can only afford like one vehicle, sure, makes sense. Or if you're a blue collar construction worker and you need some truck for work, makes sense. If you're an off-roader, makes sense. But sadly, that's just not the case for most owners of these big vehicles. And I'm mostly talking to you, truck drivers. You didn't buy it because you need the space, or because you genuinely need it. You bought it because you think it looks cool. I just realized I'm probably pissing off so many people. I'm sorry. Hey, you can do whatever you want with your money. If you're able to buy the cars of your dreams from your hard-earned money, good for you. And I do mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. If your car makes you happy, it makes you happy. It just personally annoys me seeing how trucks and SUVs are like 80% of all vehicles on the road nowadays. And none of them are being used for like their purpose. Honestly, whenever I see a dirty truck, it makes me happy. Because that tells me they're actually using their car. But you really only see these massive, nice and sparkly, clean trucks from owners who do nothing but just drive around in the city. They don't even use the bed. Okay, enough truck and SUV talk. I have pissed off many people. Again, that's just a little pet peeve I have. I don't genuinely hate truck drivers. It's just a little annoyance. Especially since there's so many better options for those truck owners out there. Yet they're opting for an option that's worse on gas, more expensive, and just more dangerous. It just doesn't make sense. Here's another question. What's the nicest car you've seen? Because I guess nice is subjective. But like me in my area, we don't really get many nice cars coming around here. I usually only see nice cars when I leave my area. I think the nicest thing I've seen in person, I think it was either a McLaren or was it the Hennessy Venom? I think it might have been the Hennessy Venom. Which, are they even still around? How much do those Hennessy's go for? Or, sorry, I should have said, how much do those Venoms go for? That sounds kind of funny. Yo, how much is that Hennessy? We getting freaky off the Henny. No way. I don't know if this is true, but Google says it's 3 million. Again, I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe, I don't know. I know McLarens, you're looking like maybe 300,000 through 500,000. I don't know. I know it all depends on model and everything. Unless I'm stupid and McLarens are well over 1 million. But yeah, I think that's probably my answer for the nicest car I've seen. I mean, I do go to a couple car shows here and there, but it's just kind of like, they'll have like the typical Ferrari or Lamborghini out, maybe a couple Rolls Royces, but that's really it. McLarens are definitely much more rare, especially the Hennessy Venom. I've never seen a Bugatti in real life. I'd like to see that. Oh, getting tired. It's totally not 4:40 a.m. at the time we're recording this. What am I doing with my life? I work like 10 hours today, and then I'm over here talking about cars at 4 a.m. to myself. Well, I guess I'm really talking to you. Something I also want to do is just buy a really funny looking car. Or like, just buy crappy cars. Like the Nissan Cube. I think that's pretty funny. Or you know what? There's that new Grand Tour special. And it was that weird convertible truck that Richard was driving. I'll put a picture of it on screen if I can find it. Was it a Chevy? I want to say it is. And even though I just had the whole truck talk, that is a truck I would buy solely for the gag. Or like even going on OfferUp and just searching up car and putting in like the lowest price range you can. I want to buy like a really crappy $500 car, all beat up, old, rusty. Also, how are we feeling about Teslas? I feel when it comes to Tesla, you either really love it or really hate it. And I'm not even talking about owners. I feel the opinion of Teslas outside of those who own Teslas, it's so powerful for some reason. Like the amount of Tesla hate I see from people who have never sat inside a Tesla. And I guess those who are also like super fans that have never drove a Tesla. I think the hate honestly might be more so an Elon Musk thing than, the actual car. I don't know. Me personally, I kind of fuck with the Teslas. I mean, I'm not like crazy for them, I'm not over here just like looking into all the models and shit. Like I'll see like the occasional video of a Tesla here and there, seeing what they're up to. I mean, I've liked everything I've seen from them for the most part. But I think there honestly might be better electric cars coming out soon. Like I saw one on the road the other day. Is it called the Lucid? Let me search this up. Yep, it's called the Lucid. Yeah. Sorry, yawn again. I don't know much about those Lucids though. Or any electric vehicle, I guess. All I know is that one of those crazy Tesla models has that insane acceleration. Wasn't it like 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds? If I was in that car, I'd be like, it says I've been recording for 40 minutes. I mean, it's definitely not gonna be a 40-minute long ASMR. It's probably gonna be like 15 to 20 minutes. I think I'm just gonna end it right there for now. Especially since it's late and I wanna sleep. This was another random one where I'm just kinda rambling. Just being myself more so. Again, if y'all like stuff like this, let me know. And I'll pump out more stuff similar. And feel free to suggest any kind of topics you want me to cover. If you want me to talk about some things. I mean, if you have any car topics you want me to cover, I'll gladly do that in a later video. Or even like my last ASMR with when I just talked about anime. If you had any anime specific things you wanted me to talk about, feel free to let me know. And again, that's for anything. If you want me to talk about it, I'll talk about it. If you're listening to this on Patreon, thank you so much for your support. Enjoy the early access. Once again, I do try to give y'all at least a week of early access. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you as well for your continued support. Consider leaving a comment, liking or subbing. Oof, that's like one of the first times I've asked for subs. I did not like that. That's why I just don't ask. I find it annoying. And then for those horny bastards listening on Pornhub, what are you doing with your life? Go to bed. Take a shower even. I know you need one. Oh shit, is that a Toyota Supra? I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, good night. Mwah.